Hi guys, happy Easter. My name is Balogun Pleasant. If this is your first time, coming across me or just even seeing my face for the first time, my name is Balogun Pleasant. I should actually show my resume. Um, my name is Pleasant. I've been working in tech for a while now, say give or take 5 years since I was 16 or 17. Um, but yeah, it's been a while now, and I've worked on very interesting projects in the past. Some fintech projects I started, some got acquired. I've worked across different teams, and now I am engineering manager at LA.CV. I want to give a special shout out to everybody that downloaded my first developer tool, Buck. I developed this when I was 16 on my mom's phone. So I'm glad to see it has 100,000 downloads. Um, Thank you. Today I will be talking about mowa, or mowa rather. Mowa is a product I built during this Easter break. So I started working on this on Sunday night. Tuesday is no longer Easter, and we're back at work. But this is a product I am very interested in, and I just started working on it because it comes from a problem I have personally faced myself. Um, so in a team like a lot of CV, and in a team, in probably your team too, if you are, if you have a job in tech, there is this new transition where everybody's adding AI tools to their product, right? So an AI service or the other. For Elo.cv, it is our AI resume generator or our AI cover letter writer. Um, the past fintech I was working for, it was like an invoice generator with an AI system, right? I've also worked on multiple apps, hairstyle generation, just across multiple projects the past 2 years, and I've seen a change where like the features are now shipping. I no longer code changes. There are still code changes for the most part. We can ship code, but most of the changes my PM is requesting for, most of the changes your boss is requesting for, especially if you have an AI feature, they're more undeterministic behavioral type changes, right? So my PM is going to come to me and say, Pleasant, the cover letter writer is not doing this properly. He's not remembering the person's first name. It's not like you get changes like that where they're not code changes for the most part. Most of them are just like the AI forgetting or the AI not placing relevance to certain things, right? So editing system prompts have become like a very major or massive thing recently across teams, right? And the way we typically do it at Elo.cv, and I know at other companies, is that you probably have a shared Google Doc, right? Or, if your founder is very technical, you just give them a GitHub invite and they're able to go and edit the prompt file themselves. But sometimes, like, I've worked in teams, like, it's AI, everybody's trying to ship fast. Nobody's creating dedicated AI folders, prompt folders. People are mixing their prompts in line with their JavaScript, with their PHP code, right? So there are prompts everywhere in our code base right now, and there's no a structured way to organize this. There's no a structured way for my PR to be able to change the way our AI behaves without contacting me while I'm worrying on like something more technical. I don't want to have to be updating system prompts. Like I'm sorry, that's just not cool all the time, right? So I built more during my break to kind of solve this, right? I know the design looks very very professional, and this is I know, but of course it doesn't look that professional. But I feel like Moa is very personal to me because it's from a problem I faced. I got a dog recently. She's not here right now, um, but unfortunately, but yeah, I built this because um, I have this problem, and I've seen many technical teams have this problem where their PM, customer support representatives, trying to like fine tune their, for instance, their response agents, the behavior for it, and they have to contact technical teams, and every time we have to make a prompt change, they just make like a PR every time, right? Some of us even create entire projects just centered around like system prompts. I'm not gonna name drop, but yeah, prompts are getting into our code base like more frequently than ever before, and it's time to think about how we can collaborate on these prompts with non-technical people, and that's why I built Moa, a way where teams can work together on on prompts, right, and then it gets added to the code base. Comment somebody. So yeah, I'm just selecting a Google account to sign in. I can connect my GitHub by selecting, I'm going to be selecting all repositories, and then I have this Look Maxing app I worked on with a friend. at some point in my life, and he has some system prompts about how he should grade people's beauty, what to improve on. So it's also very non-technical. So this is kind of a product for him to, right, to help adjust the system prompts that goes into um, the models, the beauty coach, and everything like that. In the meantime, while this is analyzing your prompt, you can play a little game of fetch. I know it's not the most professional thing ever. Like nobody does this on a B2B professional website. Like this is not a personal project, but for me it is. Like all of this, my dog name, just building these days, I feel like this is the way for you to stand out. Given that there is so much that can be built, it's time to start adding some parts of our soul, right, to the internet as well, and just making it more personal for everybody. This is kind of the way you can still use AI assisted coding, but you kind of just stand out with your own soul and kind of like your own. I feel like for me, it's more like art, right? So while you're watching this, I'd rather not stare at a terminal in the UI, right, than just like do something on the side. Also, you can just say that I have very bad um, attention. I have a very bad. I can say ADD, but yeah, sorry, we're going off a tangent here. But yeah, in any second, you should analyze my prompts. It's looking over the prompt files. It's not just looking inside the prompt files. It's looking at other parts of our codes that might not necessarily be prompt files, but then we could have prompts in them, right? So for instance, now in line 42 in one of your AI files, right, you have a system prompt that is just 3, 4, 7 lines, right? You don't want that to have a dedicated file for that, right? So it's inside your code. It lives with your code, right? This scanning system will also find it. So we can see I have 2 prompts, right? I'm going to just add to start with all of this right now. And I should be seeing the prompts in my UI. This prompt in my UI. I can see this is a system prompt, just like every other system prompt, we as teams have in our code base, right? It extracted this. Again, this is not a prompt file. This is from a code file, but it extracted the prompt from that code file. So this is kind of the beauty of mowa. And then you can see it. You can run analysis on it. You can run tests on it. And then, for instance, I'm going to show you this test feature. So what this does is that it looks on the web and it helps to synthesize test data that will be best suited for your prompt. You can kind of see the input, right? And then you can just test it across models and see how your prompt performs across Gemini 2.5 Flash or and GPT 4.0. I kind of see the results from that. So you can see this, it worked, and then it has a score here of 95, so that's good. You can also analyze your prompts to see what would suggest for you to make, what updates would suggest for you to make in your prompt files. I just realized I've not been sharing my face. Okay. So yeah, you can kind of analyze your prompts to see what updates we suggest that you should make. We have 3 to 4 types of suggested updates categories, right? Comprehensive and a couple of others that you will see shortly. And you can apply these changes. So this is kind of where the magic of mowa comes in. So imagine I'm a product manager now. The AI has analyzed my prompts. This could have been me editing it on the editor, by the way, but this is just the AI having analyzed my prompts. And then I can select that, okay, I want to go with this, right? For instance, now the AI has made a couple of changes that are comprehensive, right? So you can see the diff just like you see in Git, right? I looked over it, it looks good, and I can click to apply changes and then push to GitHub. So what this kind of does is that the AI creates a PR, right? Again, it's a code file, so it creates a PR to that file. I can assign it to somebody. I'm the only one in the team right now, so I can assign it to me. It generates a branch name, description, and then I can open pull request. So this is me as a product manager, somebody non-technical. I just made a PR, right? I assigned it to me too. So I can view my pull request. It's live. Right? I can see it on my history tab. I can also see it here. And then this is what the technical person in your team sees, right? You can see that a file was changed. You see that this is a code file, but it correctly edited the prompt file of the code, not any other parts relating to the code file. So it did not touch any of my TypeScript. It only edited the prompt file, which I think is the beauty of mowa, right? And when this gets merged, it goes live, and that's kind of it, right? So I've contributed to the behavior of our beauty coach using our AI updates, and then I can also edit it and suggest updates myself. We also have MCP, so in case you don't want to use my very personal fancy UI, you can also have an MCP URL. Right now you can add this as a connector on Claude, right? Would have some kind of OAuth that would authenticate you to your workspace, and you can collaborate on your prompts there. You can also invite other people to your team members today, as team members rather today, but you have to upgrade and pay us money for that, of course. But that's kind of where we are right now. We are working towards a future where this is not just prompts changes. This is code changes. You can assign intercom support tickets to a customer support person can assign a support ticket, something very minor, right? to a coding agent, and you can leave that so you can create a PR for somebody to review. And you don't have to interact with the Google Doc or the Git UI at all as a non-technical person. Again, that's it. Thank you so much for coming. Please try out more. Again, it's still very early. I built this in 3 days, 2 days, so it's not fancy. Things are still breaking. I had to record this video like twice. I took 5 minutes to fix a bug. By the way, I'm just like completely honest with you guys. So this is still very early. I'm still making lots of changes to it, but I wanted to share this with you guys right now because I feel like it's the best thing for teams to collaborate on prompts, and I really plan to maintain this for a long while. Now I have to go back to my day job, guys. Bye.